Welcome in. Today we're going to be testing some new makeup, you guys. My hair was fine 5 minutes ago, and then literally like I opened the door, the front door, and there it goes. It's nice and frizzy. We have a ton of new blush on today's docket. There's just been a ton of new blush releases. I just did a blush collection video, so I have no business buying any more blush. If you guys saw that video, you know, Sephora and Ulta love me. Anyway, this is what we've got going for us. I want to go through what I've got so you guys can see. I'm going to list everything in the description box, but also I'll put timestamps in case you guys want to skip ahead to any particular product to try on. It is basically just blush and new lip products. That's basically what I have on today's agenda for us, so let's get into it. The first one that I have is the Unreal Blush, the Healthy Glow Stick from Charlotte Tilbury. I got one shade. I was in store and they didn't have any out like to be swatched, so I'm hoping the shade is good, but I want to say there's only like 2 shades that I feel like would work for light skin tones. There was one girl, she might have even opened this package because I didn't open it yet and it's broken, and she was like swatching it. Yeah, I think she swatched this particular blush when I was in Sephora. That's rude. Anyway, let's move on. I have the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow Stick in one shade in Candy 77. These are actually older releases, so we might actually start with these. I've been wanting to get them, but haven't pulled the trigger. I got to swatch these, and even though the packaging looks kind of similar, these were the 2 that I really liked, and I had a different shade and then like put one back. I don't know if they're gonna be that different, but they definitely looked like it when I was swatching them in store. The thing is, those products sit out for so long and so many people touch them, they change colors. So these are the Tower 28 GetSet Blur and Set Matte Powder Blush, 2 shades again. And then I picked up, another Radiant Blush from Saie. This is the second one in my collection in the shade Stella. Might try that on too. That's not a super duper new release. This is a new release from Milk Makeup. This is one of the cooling water jelly tints, but this one is in pH Freeze, like freeze basically, but it's like pH. And this is a brand new shade extension. The way that it looks kind of like both of these colors mixed together. I got another Gloss Bomb Oil from Fenty. I got this in Miss Jellyfish, and it's gonna match my eye look perfectly. I'm very excited. This is what, my 3rd shade now, and I told myself I wasn't gonna buy anymore, but I did. Then Summer Fridays just launched their Blush Butter Balm, so I got one shade in this. I had to have this like delivered to me. And then Tarte has a Maracuja Juicy Multi-Stick. Hello. In one shade. Rare Beauty just dropped some Positive Light Luminizing Lip Glosses. They're shimmery lip glosses. And then one of you even asked me if I tried this. So what did I do? I went on Amazon and I picked it up. It's a new blurring pillow blush from Soshe. Have never heard of this brand before. Hope it's good, but you just can't stop me when it comes to blush. Let's get into it, you guys. All right, let's do this. So I'm gonna throw on my L'Oreal Skin Ink. If you guys watch my speed reviews, you know that I'm basically using this when I'm doing blush try-ons so that I can like put it on with a doe foot, buff it out, put on the blush, and then take it off and start over again. So that's all I'm doing, is really just trying to make my skin even toned so we can throw the blush on, because I don't like the way a blush looks just on my bare cheeks because my skin tone is kind of pink and it's uneven and all that good stuff. So I think it just applies better anyway than to my bare skin with skincare. So that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. Let's get into the Milk Makeup Cooling Water Jelly Tint first. As far as I know, you guys, this is the only additional shade that launched because they've had these out since last year. Retails for 26 bucks. I mean, I don't know much else about that it's freeze and that this one is pH adaptive pink basically. We all know that these are like a burst of color that stains. It's also supposed to be a lip stain, which I won't be doing, but it has that bouncy jelly texture. Oh yes, this is cool looking. I mean, I already have one. I have the Splash shade in my collection. It's nice and purple, which I really enjoy. Oh, what the hell? It's clear. Okay, so it is like different than the others that actually aren't pH adaptive. This one is juicy clear. Let's see what happens here. I did it on my finger just so that I wouldn't like stain my hand as we continue to swatch things. Let's see how pink it becomes. Ooh, this one is like wet, like so much more wet than the Splash shade that I have. It's not turning pink. Is there like a wetness on top here? And like we're gonna eventually get to the color? Maybe. That felt like an awful lot of like extra water. Nothing's happening. What is going on? Oh, here it goes, here it goes, here it goes. Look at this. See it? This is weird. Oh, that took forever. There's my finger. Forever. That took a long time. Wow, that's not just pink. That's like almost red. Trying to get this off quickly. Okay, I think there was like a little bit of glossiness that was stuck on it and you had to like get that water off for the color to come through or whatever. So I always pick these up with a brush and usually I do something pretty dense, but this time I'm kind of going angled and fluffy to see if it will work. I never draw these straight onto my cheeks. I have before. It doesn't work out usually in my favor that way. I may switch to a more dense brush. I don't know yet. But that was a pretty intensely pigmented swatcheroonie, so I didn't want to go too heavy with the product because I think that it warms up and gets darker. There you go. Dang. Woo! It gets deeper. Like as it continues to sit, it just gets brighter and brighter. OMG. You can clearly see where I put that. Holy shit, that's bright. My pink ass cheek with my purple eyeshadow. Here come my children. Ooh, I don't love the way that looks. Okay, that's truly like a popsicle stain. I just remember the purple being a little bit more dewy, or I don't know, it just buffed in better. Guys, look at this. It takes a second for it to change pink. So when I thought I wasn't putting that much on, it gets so much deeper. All right, you know what? Just for science, let's do the other cheek, but let's just do what like a minimal amount. See, it doesn't look like it's doing anything. Okay, we're gonna assume that it's just gonna heat up everywhere I'm stamping it in. Let's leave it and then see. Can we like see it turn in real time? It genuinely gets darker on my face as it sits. I can't even tell where I'm putting it. It's a little tricky. It's a little tricky, I'm not gonna lie. Tricky, tricky blush. I think it stained this brush for good. Oh, you barely need anything. This side's so much better. Barely touch this product. Barely touch it. And it's hot pink. Yeah, I like the shade. I think the shade is fun. I think if you did kind of a minimal eye look, this would be great, but you just don't need a lot. Like tap, 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 boom, boom, boom. Just lay it where you want in a super thin layer, and this is what it looks like. I'm not gonna say it's the most even thing that I've ever seen on my cheeks. Not by a long shot. And typically I'm not into like a pH adaptive color, but like if you liked this, I think this is a brighter pink shade than like what I normally get from pH adaptive blushes. This is so wild. This is probably too much for me. I don't know about this one. I mean, let's see if I can even get this off of my cheeks. I don't love it. It kind of looks flat to me. It's not my favorite. It's so funny because I love the splash shade. It's probably just this pH adaptive because you can't tell how much you're putting on. So you're going in too heavy. You're gonna have to just like do the very lightest amount. This gets so intensely pigmented. Be careful. That product did last you literally forever. You see this? It's like even in my hairline where I did it down here because I didn't realize that I was like getting it there as I was doing it. Oh my gosh. Because you can't see it. It's fully clear. I don't know about this product, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't love that. I'm rubbing so hard I can't tell if it's still on me or if I've just made my face red. I mean, it still appears to be coming off on the wet wipe. Look at the brush. Look at the brush. Good thing it was an AOA Studio brush and it was only $1. It was probably more than $1, but still. Let's go into the Dior next. These are shaped literally just like the lip balms. And I thought that they were gonna be small and I was like, for $44, these better not be the size of lipsticks. And they're not. This is bigger. So these come in 7 different shades and I got mine in 077 Candy, which is a pearlescent bubblegum pink. If you guys know how much I love pinks or like an orange pink that has gold reflect in it, then you're gonna know why I bought this shade because that's exactly what this is. So these are supposed to be just one swipe. This long-lasting buildable and creamy stick blush format of Rosy Glow delivers pH activated custom color with a natural dewy glowy finish or glow finish. Damn, it's pH with a dewy glow look. Reflecting light to enhance cheekbones. The cherry oil infused formula provides up to 12 hours of hydration and wear for lasting comfort and moisture. It's available in 7 shades and 2 finishes. All right, that's it. There's 3 shades that have pearls, 4 shades that do not, which is nice for those of you who don't love it. The same lady who was like swatching the Charlotte Tilbury one in store was there, said she got this one and it was like so sheer and she did not want to get the Charlotte one. Look at this packaging. Woo. Ooh, it's pretty. That's a pretty looking product. She didn't want to get this one because this one she already purchased and it was super sheer. Well, I don't mind super sheer. Look at this packaging. Again, hello. That's probably the best, my perfect shade, I guess. I don't know, I've been into really sheer blush at the current moment. Just not too intensely pigmented. It's just that I kind of want them to last. So I'm only worried that they're not gonna last on the cheeks, not necessarily that they're gonna be more sheer and more glowy. I feel like I'm still recovering from that Milk Makeup one. Guys, you barely need any product. It's still like up near my eye. I love the shade before it's pH, but I don't know, it's too bright pink. Let's do the same thing and pick this up with a brush, but let's go ahead and swatch it. I don't think that's gonna be too sheer. I think that's gonna be perfectamundo. My chair is just squeaking away lately. Let's go ahead and pick this up with, this is an IT Cosmetics foundation brush that I've been using a lot lately, but this one's just more dense. Oh, I love the shade. Oh, yes. This is gonna be it for me. By the way, it kind of smells like chocolate. It smells like a hot chocolate, actually. You know, I would imagine this would smell like something like vanilla or something, but no, it quite genuinely smells like, what is going on here? Yes, back to what I was saying. It quite genuinely smells like chocolate. All right, it's not sitting the greatest on top of this Skin Ink, which is a pretty self-setting foundation. I think they market it as a foundation and a concealer. Sometimes with stiffer brushes, you know, I kind of tend to disturb what's going on underneath. But I'd say this is a little bit of a thicker formula too when you first swatch it. So, you know, it's not as sheer as I think she was making it out to be. Maybe she got a different shade than me, but she was even deeper complected. Anyway, I don't know why I'm still talking about her, but just interesting because I usually never get to talk to anybody in store, especially like someone who's also shopping and who's also looking for like the same products as me. I like this, okay? This is not too sheer for me at all, and I see the gold reflect all day long. This is a beautiful shade for summer too. This is the kind of shade that I really enjoy. I'm personally pleased with myself for picking a shade that I know that I would like. And ideally, something like this, just looking at it, would be a shade that I like, but you know, I don't always do the best job in picking shades for my light skin tone based on swatches. And that one I had to get delivered, like I said. That's gorgeous. One more brush down. Let's move on, you guys. I think next I want to try the Charlotte and kind of see how it compares to the dewiness and the sheerness fucking hair. Whoo, that hair. The dewiness and the radiance from the Dior stick. I think these are just dewy. These don't have pearlescence as far as I can tell. So these retail for $42. They usually always do with Charlotte Tilbury. These come in 6 different shades. It's supposed to be a hydrating luminous blush with buildable and blendable color that lasts up to 8 hours on cheeks and lips. Collageneer, which visibly firms and smooths. The multi-molecular weight hyaluronic acid intensely moisturizes and hydrates for up to 24 hours, and color light mapping mesh technology has pearlescent pigments diffuse light for a dream sheen luminous finish. Okay, so maybe I was wrong. The shade that I got is Rosy Glow, which is a warm rosy pink. I didn't love all of these shades and I didn't want Poppy Peach, but the other one that I thought about was the Dreamy Lilac, but when I saw it, it's like really, really light. Let me show you guys like a picture. It was so sheer and so light. Probably not something that I would like. If I'm gonna do a lilac, I want it to be a little less kind of white based than that one looked. This is also legit packaging and they're big. I feel like there's quite a bit of product in these. Her freaking swatch. Ooh, that one is so much more pigmented than the one from Dior, but it's a thinner formula. It just does not feel as thick. I have to say that because I do feel like, you know, these thicker sticks, they tend to mess up the foundation underneath on my cheeks. I think I might have put too much on here. I'm just winning today. But yeah, the thinner the formula, and maybe that doesn't make it last super long, but like the better it kind of sits on top of any foundation that I have. Any foundation that I have on my cheek. Oh my gosh, I look like a clown today. That's also very pretty. It's more pink than the Dior, which is definitely like an orange shade, orangey shade with the gold reflect. I have to say, like, some of these edges are looking a little harsh, so I'd probably like tap these out. But this does have pearls in it too. It's just not gold. It's very light reflecting, but the pearls are almost like silver. I don't know why I'm struggling with this one fucking hair today. It just looks more silver, but it looks super juicy. My left cheek is so much more textured than my right cheek, so I do feel like this emphasizes a shit ton of texture. More so than the one from Dior. Dior. But you know what? If they were in similar shades, I'm not sure you could really tell the difference between these two formulas. I mean, right now, the difference that I can tell is that they're just kind of two different shades, basically. But like, they're not terribly different finish. I will say, they're not exactly the same. For me, this is a thinner formula. So this blends in better than this one did from Dior. This one from Charlotte is sitting much closer to the skin than the one from Dior. And Charlotte's has no fragrance, where this genuinely smells like, it's almost minty. It's like a chocolate mint. That's what it smells like. What do you call that? Mint chocolate chip? That's kind of what that smells like. I mean, these are both great. These are both great. Great, great, great. But I'd say they're really pigmented. Honestly, you do not need a lot with these. I think I was pouncing them in pretty hard just for testing purposes, and they're pigmented plenty. Well, I just said that backwards. They're plenty pigmented. All right, you guys, I've reset the cheeks. Let's go into these Tower 28 blushes. They're called the GetSet Blur and Set Matte Powder Blush. They retail for 22 bucks and they come in 7 different shades. They're calling themselves the first ever setting blush, combining the benefits of a setting powder with richly pigmented blush for a 12-hour fade-proof color and blurred skin. They're a matte finish. Are they the first ever though? Like, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but they're claiming that they are. They come with kaolin clay, which is gentle on sensitive skin and controls shine, squalene that delivers hydration and anti-inflammatory properties, hydrophobic silica, which improves sweat resistance. All good, all good. Tower 28 is clean beauty. So the 2 shades that I have are Culver Crush, which is described as a peachy pink. Oh, sorry, pinky peach. And then I went back and forth on the next one and I got Sawtell Slushy, which is a rose. And I think I had in Long Beach Iced Tea, and then I put it back, which is an earthy rose pink. It doesn't look super pink in the pictures, and honestly I was getting so confused with the blushes in store because, again, when they're open for so long, they start changing colors. Like, I hate it. I was like swatching a bunch like, wait, I have this one at home and it doesn't look like this. They just sit out and sit open, and so many people's fingers go in them. This one right here is in the shade Sawtell Slushy, so it's the one that's supposed to be like more rose colored. And this looks really pretty. So I think I did right by myself in putting the other one that I had back that might have been like more on kind of the orangey side, which one pink, one peach is good for me. And this one's in Culver Crush, which is the pinky peach, peachy pink rather. So let's do these on either side of the cheeks. I'm gonna take a pretty fluffy brush. I don't know, it's from Lith. Tell me where that came from. Ipsy probably. Oh, kick back like crazy. Oh, there's so much going on. Maybe this brush is a little bit too dense. Is it too dense? I don't know. Taking up half the freaking product here. You know, the reason that I held off on getting these, honestly, is because they looked so matte and flat on the models, on the pictures, but you know, well, they still look flat and matte. Yep, okay. It's a setting powder and a blush. Why do I not love this? These are too pigmented too. Everything is so damn pigmented. If you watched my blush declutter video, I have the heaviest hand. I don't think this is laying like super evenly on the cheeks. Yeah, it's kind of flat looking. Like, I'm not gonna lie, so far, the Charlotte is probably the best. A lot of kickback in the pan. Like the shade though, it is truly a peachy pink shade. I'm gonna brush this off and use this one too on the rose shade, because I feel like that other one was, I don't know, making too much kick up, and it was part of the reason I got this so deep to begin with, because I wasn't getting it even, and I think I need something a little bit more angled and flat to get this even on the cheeks and not use too much product. I will say it's not the easiest thing to blend in. This side of my hair today is driving me bonkers. These look like popsicle stains, which isn't necessarily my favorite. The popsicle stains sometimes can look airbrushed, but I'm struggling. This does not look that great. My cheeks look just like the models. Let me throw up a picture so you guys can see like how matte and flat this kind of looks. And it's, you know, it's not that Tower 28 doesn't do like a really good job, but like these look really intense on these models. And they do. They in fact look quite matte and quite stark. They just don't look like natural on the cheeks. I think it looks exactly how it looks on my face, which is why I didn't get them initially right away. Which shade do I like best? Probably this one, but I'll go in with a lighter hand next time. $22, no mirror, normal. Rare Beauty gave us the cream to powder blushes with no mirror for $25. So it's fine. I mean, it's not terrible packaging. Not terrible, but my first impressions is it's going to always look like this. It's always going to be this super flat matte formula that you're never gonna be able to give dimension to. It's going to look flat on the cheeks. Is that bad? You know, it's probably better for me personally over a full face of foundation because I see my freckles poke through blushes that look a little bit more like popsicle stained. I tend to not like that unless I'm wearing like a full bead of foundation because my skin tone underneath is uneven, but also like all the freckles on my face I don't think make it look super flattering. My recommendation and how I will apply it moving forward is gonna be a stiffer angled brush to go in with less product and get a more even application than something fluffy like this, because you build up a ton of intensity trying to get it to look even. It doesn't stick to the cheeks all in one pass. So far, honestly, my favorite is the Charlotte. The Dior was pretty good in terms of color. It just emphasized more texture, I think. All right, let's take it to a formula that I am familiar with and that I do love that I got an extra shade in. These are not listed as new on Sephora's website, so I'm sorry. They're fairly new, but they're not new. These are from Saie, the SuperSuede Talc-Free Powder Blush. They come in 6 different shades. The shade that I already had was Mia, which is a soft rose. The shade that I picked up is Stella, which is a bright coral. I saw these in store when I was there. That's the trouble of going in store, and it looked so beautiful. And I already love this product. So these are a long-wearing baked blush that's non-comedogenic and lightweight for a diffused flush of color. They have plant-derived squalene and glycerin, which helps moisture and soften dry skin. They have hyaluronic acid that locks in moisture to hydrate skin, and ethically sourced silica and mica that helps to blur skin with a natural diffused finish that also makes them radiant. I'm sure it's that mica that they throw in here, but like, look at the shade. It's like a really hot pink. The packaging on this is just really cheap, which a lot of people have commented on. Wow, this one's like a lot less marbled. It's not marbled at all, really. The Mia one has some like marbling. Can you guys like even see kind of like a gold throughout? Oh, this is so creamy. Ooh, this is bright, 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 bright. I don't see as much radiance on this one as I did the Mia one. And by that, I do mean like sparkly sheen. All right, let's do it. No time like the present. Ooh, what is up with all these super pigmented blushes today? Yeah, these Saie ones just blend better in my personal opinion. Like, you're moving it around a little bit nicer than the other ones. And I'm done. Okay, I can see like a tiny bit of gold reflection, but not a crap ton. This one is so much easier to blend in than the other ones. I mean, we're talking like I picked up one swipe and I'm able to like move it around. The Tower 28 ones, I really struggled to move around. And then they were too intense because I kept having to add the coverage. So if it's not like moving, you're gonna keep putting product on your brush so that you can make it even, and then it just gets darker everywhere. Whereas this one, I feel like it moved, you know, I was like, move, and it was like, okay. Oh, this shade is just delicious too. It's that really coral shade with the gold. This one, it doesn't have as much sheen as Mia. So that usually happens. There's usually some that are more sheeny than others, or more radiant, whatever you want to call it, depending upon the shade, which I always think is interesting because then it's like, well, they're not two different finishes. Anyway, so far that's my absolute favorite one. Probably why I got the 2 shades. I love the Dior shade so far, but I think I really enjoy this Charlotte formula. So it's Charlotte and Saie right now. We're neck and neck. Let's go over the Tarte blush next. I don't know what to expect with this. I didn't look that much. It's called the Maracuja Multi-Stick Cream Blush Stick and Lip Tint with Hyaluronic Acid. These retail for $30 and they come in 7 different shades. The shade I got was Firecracker, which is a coral shade. So it's a do-it-all stick that gives swipe and go color for that sunburnt over blushed look with 0 effort. Vitamin E, which acts as an emollient and antioxidant, hyaluronic acid that delivers moisture for firmer, more supple looking skin, and Superfruit Complex, antioxidant rich to smooth, nourish, and hydrate. So it doesn't really say what the finish is gonna be. It says natural finish, but it's hydrating. So is it gonna be glossy? I love how I can't tell. I love it. Look at the packaging. Just like a big version of the Maracuja Juicy Lips. So we're gonna have to click this one. All right, let's do a swatcher. Ooh, it's like clay, kinda. It's pretty thick. I don't feel like I'm winning. I don't feel like I'm winning today. I just don't. All right, I'm gonna take a pretty dense brush, but I'm gonna like try and lightly coat it and then tap it off onto my hand. Boom, 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 boom. I am fearful this is gonna be too pigmented. How could you make this and it not be juicy? It's the Maracuja Juicy Multi-Stick. It better be juicy, damn it. Although, when I do it with a dense brush, it's not always juicy. Sometimes it takes that radiance away. I don't know why. Does it like dry it out? I have no idea. Oh, and it's just, there goes my son screaming right at the bottom of the stairs. Okay, so why is this my favorite one so far? besides the Saie. I mean, I'm kind of forgetting that I liked the Dior and that I liked the Charlotte. The Dior though was lifting shit underneath. Like I could see the Dior stamps on top of the concealer slash foundation. Ooh, I like this. I like it. It's not too intensely pigmented. It's easy to buff in. It's a thin formula. See how not too pigmented it is? Like compared to the Saie, I feel like it's a little bit more pigmented. This is nice, but again, you can't like roll these down like with the Juicy Glows. So hopefully they made this so it's not gonna like smash the packaging. It kind of touched on the inside, so I guess you just be careful with these. I like this Firecracker shade though. It's quite literally what I was looking for, just that peachy pink, and it is juicy. Yay! It's pretty. And I think you can like go in pretty ham with this. Why is he sitting at the end of the stairs screaming his head off? Ooh, I like it. I'm gonna add that to my cream sticks that are dewy, which I thoroughly enjoy. I even want to say like you can see a little bit of like gold reflect, unless I'm crazy. Really pretty shade in Firecracker though. Let's do the Summer Fridays blush next. It's called the Blush Butter Balm. It's a hydrating cream blush with peptides, and this comes in 6 different shades and it retails for $26. The description says it's a buttery blush infused with skincare ingredients that blends effortlessly into the skin for a sheer flush of dewy color. It has ceramides and peptides, I like that, support a healthy moisture barrier, helping to smooth and plump the skin. Usually those things make my cheeks look plumper and like, you know, less textured. Trio of butters. It comes with shea butter, mango seed, and Ilia, which I don't know what that is. Oh, there's like straight up directions in here. Is that a good sign or a bad sign? I don't know. It's a lot of words. Hyaluronic acid acts as a moisture magnet to plump out fine lines. Here it is. This feels weighted, like more so than the other ones. Oh, look how little. Look how itty bitty that is. This one's gonna be super juicy. Hot pink shade. I didn't tell you which shade I got, but it's basically the hot pink one. It's Pink Sunset, is that what I got? Yes, which is warm peachy pink. Did I get like all the freaking same colors on all of these blush? Clearly, I was thinking some kind of way when I bought all of these. I'm going in with a Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Blush Brush. Oh. Why are all these like colors so intensely pigmented? I need to just chill with my heavy hand. Is this one gonna be my favorite? Yes, it is. I think it is. Oh, it's my favorite. Oh, it's juicy. It's really pretty. Done. Juicy. There you go. Actually doesn't emphasize like a lot of texture, which is really nice. I really enjoy the shade too, like a nice summertime flush of color. I mean, don't wear it with like a purple eye look like I did today, but can't you just see this like being such a fun flush of color for this time of year? And it's glossy, but it's not like thick looking. If I'm comparing against the Charlotte, which I feel like is a similar formula, I kind of have to say I like this one more because I think it's a little bit less intense in terms of pigment, and then also I feel like it sits closer to the skin and was easier to move about than the Charlotte one was. But honestly, they're pretty similar formulas. They're both juicy and dewy. This one's gonna be a little bit more dewy in my personal opinion. So this one so far, probably my favorite, although the Tarte was really good. I think the only two that I just didn't like, honestly, these Tower 28 were too matte. And then the Milk Makeup was like crazy intense. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep that one, to be honest. All right, I'm going over to Soshe Beauty right now to talk about their cream to powder blush. I got this on Amazon though, so you can get this on Amazon. This is a new release and it comes on only 4 shades. I got mine in Speakeasy, didn't I? No, I didn't. I got mine in Rosy Rest, which is a dusty pink. They retail for $28. It's cream to powder, soft lit finish, and dermatologist tested. It is a blush that melts like a cream, blurs like a filter, and lasts like a powder, packed with skin-loving ingredients, infused with skin-loving ingredients like squalene, cucumber seed extract, and ashwagandha root extract to hydrate, soothe, and ensure a seamless, comfortable wear all day long. It's a putty-like texture that's soft to the touch, weightless on the cheeks, and designed to move with your skin, not sit on top of it. Build it up or keep it sheer. This formula flexes with your mood and your makeup. Oh, might this be the best one? So 2 shades look for lighter skin tones and 2 shades look for deeper skin tones. You know, it's not the standard 6 and 7 that we see in a lot of these, but it's not a bad shade range. I just don't think you're gonna get like a peachy shade. Oh, so look at this. This is like removable in here. So you pop this out. So this is removable packaging. Didn't know that though. Oh yes. Look, this whole thing just like comes apart like this, so you can replace these and keep the packaging. That's nice to know. You don't have to like buy a whole new component if you don't want to. You can just buy the replacement. I hope I put this all back together. There it is. I have swatched this when it arrived because I needed to know what it felt like. I do that like a lot. Are we gonna focus today? Oh, I think I just like moved it around a little. It's kind of moving around in there. What is going on? My house is cray cray. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so freaking pretty. Oh, I just can't handle it. I almost feel like this is the one we're gonna end with. It is truly a cream to powder formula that feels like it has a little bit of oils in it. So it's pretty emollient without being glossy. It's kind of moving around too, which is nice. Yep, it's shearable. If I keep going though, I bet you it'll build up. So it's a buildable formula. Done. So I feel like this is kind of a warm looking shade on my cheeks. Personally, some people's skin tone, this might not come out quite as warm. It's not flat looking though. It has like a little bit of glossiness to it. If I was gonna compare it to something like the Rare Beauty cream to powder blushes, I would say the Rare Beauty ones are drier. This one has more emollients to it. This is really nice. I've never heard of Soshe Beauty before. One of you commented on one of my videos. But yeah, I mean, like, what else do they have? It definitely makes you interested. All they have for cheek right now are these blushes, which are new, and then a blush brush. For lips, they only have lipstick, a lip treatment, and a liner. They do have one mascara. Like, they have some good stuff on here. Let's like read the about me. It's a brand built on community where feedback shapes every formula and design. We're committed to making consciously crafted beauty essentials that are effortless and truly made for every day, because beauty should feel personal, connected, and created with you in mind. Born from a simple yet powerful idea. I mean, that's all that they say about like their brand or whatever, but they do have like storefronts. Looks like 15 different storefronts from East and West Coast. It's pretty. I think I like this one the best. I wish that it wasn't so warm toned on my cheeks so I could wear it with today's eye look. I really wanted to play with this particular palette. I was very excited to use this particular shimmer, so I had to get it on my eyes. I'm trying to think of which one is probably the best one to put back on given the eye look, and I'm thinking Charlotte, because it's the most cool toned pink shade. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. Let me reset the face, and then I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup, and then we'll put the Charlotte back on before we try the lip products. Let's do the rest of the makeup together. So I'm going in with the CoverGirl Blurring Skin Tint. If you guys watch my recent speed reviews, I actually love this. It's so cool toned in this shade, and it's not like, you know, like a super hydrating skin tint. It's more of a, it's a matte, natural matte, I think is what they call it. Yeah, light coverage, soft matte finish with SPF 30. This one's in 410, which is fair neutral. No drugstore ever gets neutrals. Honestly, I've tried a ton of like L'Oreal ones, and sometimes they come close, but never in fair neutral has it gotten such a good shade match for me. So I quite love this coverage, and I quite love this finish. You know, honestly, it doesn't last super long if you don't set it with like a pretty matte setting powder, a pretty long lasting setting powder, maybe even like one with a little bit more coverage. Kind of the only thing that I don't love about this is it dries pretty quickly, and so, you know, sometimes it doesn't look super even on my face. Don't buy this if you prefer something dewy when it comes to a skin tint, and also don't buy this unless you really like something pretty matte, because I would say it calls itself a soft matte, but it can be a pretty heavy matte, and it's kind of a whipped texture, but it's so freaking lightweight. I'm just loving it. I'm gonna go into the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Also been loving this again lately. Such a thin formula, not a shit ton of coverage, but honestly, I've just been liking way thinner concealers lately. It's like the older I get, the less concealer I can handle. I'm gonna have to get some filler under these damn eyes. Honestly, I did filler once under my eyes, and it didn't seem to like do shit. I know a lot of people do, but then I couldn't tell the difference, and it was like a lot of money for a very little payoff. All right, I'm using the What's Up Beauty Wind Dancer setting powder. I like it on top of this particular skin tint because it evens out the rest of my skin tone, because I told you that skin tint tends to like kind of dry a little bit unevenly without the powder on top. Partially because I'm trying to make it like more medium to full coverage when it's kind of like maybe a light buildable medium coverage, and because it dries so fast. All right, now I look one tone. Okay, I'm gonna go into the Tower 28 Bronzino Sculptino, don't know what I'm using, in the shade Broad. We're gonna go for a little bit of a dewy cheek. Probably have some leftover blush on this particular brush, but I don't care. And back into the Charlotte. I'm gonna kind of pick it up with a fluffy angled brush, trying to like sheer this out a little. Man, these are all super intensely pigmented. Like, I feel like I barely touched anything. You know, it's part of it is these shades are so freaking bright, but I love this. You know, I was just thinking about it. I have never once been displeased with the Charlotte Tilbury blush formulation. I've loved the matte blush wands. I loved the powder blush back in the day when it was one of the few very radiant blushes. Also, I loved the highlighting blushes. Everybody did. They were sold out for the longest time. So never once has a Charlotte Tilbury blush formulation ever disappointed me. So sorry, this doesn't disappoint either. I'm glad that girl who decided to swatch my blush didn't buy it. More for the rest of us. What highlighter do I have up here? I'm gonna use a discontinued one, so look away. All right, these lovely little things from Rare Beauty. They are the Positive Light Luminizing Lip Gloss. I mean, they've got a lot of reviews. They're all like 5 stars actually. Holy shit. So everybody's given these good reviews. They come in 6 different shades. I got mine in the shade Flicker, which is a pink with pink and blue pearl. I'm so excited. That's honestly what I've been loving lately. And it's of my favorite shade as it comes to like a sparkly lip gloss, which is the pink with the blue pearl. Love it. Retail for $20. A cushiony non-sticky lip gloss with prismatic shimmer and glass-like shine that hydrates lips quickly and over time. That's it. That's all she wrote. I went in stores and swatched these too. There was actually a couple of shades I could see myself getting, but this one had the pink with blue pearl, so it was coming with me. I mean, these feel really good. The sparkly lip gloss. Now these ones, the sparkle is like a shimmer. They're really fine. A lot of the sparkly glosses that I've been buying lately, the glitter is thick. I guess thick is not the right word. They're just like bigger sparkles, bigger pearls. And I don't think this is really like meant to be sparkly. They call it a pearlescent gloss. So I think that makes sense. Something that has reflect smaller pearls, but it's not like a glitter bomb. Ooh, it's kind of semi-sheer, very comfortable. Smells like a pina colada. Yeah, it's very cushiony feeling. Pretty high shine too. The sparkles are so small. If I'm like this close, I can see them. You know, it just kind of adds to the overall effect that you guys see. But for me up close, oh my gosh, I could see the little tiny little purple blue sparkles. This is really pretty, very light reflecting. Would look great with a lip liner. I will say the scent to it is a tad bit strong. It's kind of getting into my mouth and it's that kind of sour taste, but it smells super sweet. It's candy, not necessarily like fruit. It definitely smells like a candy, maybe like a sour candy even. It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know if I've actually ever smelled a lip product like this before. I think it's kind of a unique flavor scent, but really pretty. Look at them. Little tiny pearls that are in the version of the tiniest little sparkles on your lips ever, but it kind of makes it super cool toned. So it's almost like blue pink. Okay, I put on too much. It got a little goopy. It's a little sour. Okay, really pretty though. This just cools down my lips. I guess, you know, unless you knew this kind of swatched pink, it maybe looks like a thicker clear gloss that's kind of pearly. But they had deeper shades, so you don't have to get this one that's like mirroring my skin tone. Oh, there's little sparkles left over. Not skin tone, lip color. All right, the Gloss Bomb Oil, you guys. I'll throw up the highlights of it. These are fabulous. The one shade that I have in this that is a like raspberry shade, it's very pigmented. The one that I have that's the mocha one is not very pigmented, and it's more patchy, kind of sheer on my lips with my lip undertone. So I don't love that one, but the formula overall is fabulous. They are so glossy, not necessarily glittery, but so high shine. The raspberry one is pigmented in one swipe. It is so juicy looking. Oh, these are so comfortable. This one probably has like more pearlescent to it just because it's the kind of color it is than the other two that I have. This is so soft though. Just stop. They smell like chocolate. It's damn hot chocolate, okay? Even in this shade, in Miss Jellyfish. Could the name be better? No. Stop it. Stop it. All right, so this one's more sheer, but it's, oh, I can't. It's a shiny, sheer, shimmery purple. I think I'm done though. I do think that I don't want to get any more of these. I like this color for like what it is, but then I can also like see my lip color underneath. I don't know, it's just kind of odd looking maybe. I could see like throwing this on top of something. I don't know what necessarily, like a nude lip maybe, but can you see the purple sparkles? It is really pretty. It's a really good formula, and the scent of it does smell like chocolate, and also when it gets in your mouth, you don't taste it. Not like the Rare Beauty, which was really, really sour. All right, let me tell you what I feel like you can probably skip. Honestly, in my opinion, if I could go back in time and have tested these formulas, this one too much. Too much. I didn't enjoy how confusing it was, how confused I was trying to figure out how to use it. The Tower 28 ones, you know, if I'm looking at a picture and it looks flat and it looks matte, I need to just trust my gut in that that's exactly what it's gonna look like on me. Honestly, that's not always the case, and that's why I got these, but I don't really think this is what I'm looking for at the current moment. Something this matte and this pigmented that was like hard to blend in because it was sticking where you were putting it is just not my preference. The Summer Fridays was a darling little juicy formula. Honestly, the Maracuja Juicy Glow, this was damn good too. Nice and juicy on the cheeks. I like the Saie. This one is a little bit vibrant, more vibrant than Mia, but still really good. It's also just not as radiant as Mia either. I liked this little gloss from Rare Beauty. It's nice that she added this to her line. I would get other shades, even though it tastes terrible but smells delicious. The Dior, I'm not gonna lie, I would do this over again with the Dior, okay? The packaging is just amazing. It was the most expensive product in today's video, but also at the same time, that freaking color is to die for. And even though it's a thicker formula, I'll just be careful how I apply this. I'll thin out the formula before I do it. Whether it's like I swatch it on the back of my hand, then I put it on my cheeks. I have been burned by Dior cheek formulas before. I haven't loved them all. I will say that. I don't like the Backstage blushes. I never did. So there you go. I said it. I've said it many times. I do enjoy a dewy or a pearly or a metallic finish. I think that this shade, because 2 out of the 6 or 3 out of the 7 are like that, or maybe that was the Charlotte that I'm remembering. Anyway, I would do this one again. I would do it again. And the Soshe was so good. Definitely now I feel like I'm gonna want to try more from this brand. So I'm just doing my little piles here. I mean, Fenty Lip Oils, you guys, you cannot. I would say you guys should try one of the deeper shades that is more of your skin tone. So maybe don't go mocha if you're of a lighter skin tone, and then maybe do like the deeper maroon color, because these are stunning when they're really pigmented and they're very high shine. So this would be something I could outline my lips and then throw this on. I could see this looking absolutely fabulous. So my only 2 regrets from today's video, these little freaking things. Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this stuff, and some of this will probably go in my best of beauty for 2025 at the end of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys are not currently subscribed, I would love to see you subscribe. Thanks for sticking around while I literally chatted about blush for however long this video is, but I feel like it's gonna be on the longer side. I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.